Here's part 3 of the Rubik's Cube Blindsolve tutorial. I'm going to have to go over a little bit more from the last step, but right now you should have the 4 corners oriented on the top and the bottom. Make sure you have a definite front, top, back, right, left, and bottom. Make sure everything is definite. Like, for me, white is always going to be my top, red is my front. It's just the way I learned. You could have green as your top, yellow as your front. Doesn't matter. Alright. What I was talking about before. Hold on, let me just do something. Alright. What I was talking about before in the video was now placing the corners. I would just like to emphasize before this, what I'm showing you with your eyes open, you should be, if you're going to blind solve, you should be memorizing. Instead, like the beginning is your series of zeros, A's, and C's, like 0, A, C, 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 0, or something like that, I don't know. And then this sequence is just a series of numbers. You will never use number 2, because that is your undisturbance zone. Remember, this is your buffer zone number 3. And I gave you the algorithm in the last video. So you should be now placing your corners. Like here, I would memorize that since that's the red, green, yellow, I'd memorize that as 8, goes down here. This corner now goes in 5, so it'd be 8, 5, 3. 8, 5, 3, 6. 8, 5, 3, 6, 7. Now let me just look at something. Okay, I got lucky. These two corners were in the right spot. Right here. So remember you can only turn front and left twice, and down you can turn as many times as you want, but you can't turn right, back, or up. So, twist the edge you want into the buffer zone, like this has to go in the 8 location, so put 8 into the buffer zone, do the algorithm. Alright, these two corners have switched. Put 8 back. The corner's in place. This corner, I said, goes in location 5. Put 5 into the buffer zone. Remember, you can turn D as many times as you want. Perform the algorithm. That corner is now in place. Next, this corner has to go in location 3. Since 3 is already there, you do the algorithm. It's now in place. This has to go in location 6. Put 6 into the buffer zone. Do the algorithm. Sorry, I'm not thinking today. Six is now in place. And the last one goes down here. Alright, now all my edges are in place. You know this by all the checkers everywhere. Every side. Alright, most likely you will not have it as easy as I did. Gonna scramble up the edges a bit. Just to kind of make this fair. Alright, I've scrambled up the edges. Hopefully, let's see if I get a good position. Alright, here's something that you most likely will get. This corner, just want to make sure all are still oriented. Yeah, this corner has to go in location number 7. Alright, put 7 into the buffer zone and do the algorithm. Put 7 back. Now it's in the right place. But if you noticed, now this corner is in the right place. Look at it. It's now in the right place. You don't want that. You want this to be wrong so you can continue to switch it out. At this point, what you do, like I'd memorize that as 7 because I just switched it like that. This corner needs to switch with another, so it will be incorrect. you look for any other incorrect corner on the cube, and there's going to be a lot. This one right here, 3. I always like to choose the easiest number, which is 3, because you don't have to do anything. Then 1 is sometimes easy, 8 is easy. I hate choosing 4 because that takes the most number of turns, but let's say you want to switch it with 3. You make it incorrect by doing the algorithm. Okay, these two have switched. Now you look, so I remember that as 7, 3, but now you look, here's the red, green, yellow, goes down here. Okay, so that's 7, 3, 8. Put 8 in, do the algorithm, take 8 and put 8 back in place. Now, it was 7, 3, 8, now this one has to go back in 3, 7, it was 7, 3, 8, 3. I think I messed up. I was thinking a little too hard. No, I did it right. Alright, now this is back solved again, but you still have some incorrect pieces. If this corner is solved, but you still have some that aren't, you have to keep replacing it with another one. You can choose. You have some freedom. You can choose whatever corner you really want. So, I would remember that like I did. It was 7, 3, 8, 3. And let's say I wanted to switch it with 1. Put 1 into the buffer zone, do the algorithm. Alright, this one has to go down. This says 7, 3, 8, 3, 1. This goes down 7, 3, 8, 3, 1, 5. Put 5 in place. And do the algorithm. So that was 7, 3, 8, 3, 1, 5, 1. And I should be done after this. Alright, now I notice I have all the checkers. So whenever you get a corner, your corner falls in place, take it out and keep going. Because you have to keep going and to place all the corners. I have checkers on every side. But remember, if you're memorizing that, you memorize your A, C, C, whatever. Then you go to the numbers. For me, that was 7, 3, 8, 3, 1, 5, 1. And you should have then all corners placed and oriented. Only the edges that are left. There is one problem with this algorithm. Like I said, it takes these two corners, switches them, and these two edges and switches them. I had to do the algorithm 7 times to place it, to show you what happens when it falls in place. I had to do it 7 times. That's an odd number, of course. Whenever you have to do the algorithm an odd number of times, put everything back in place so all corners would normally be in place, you have to do it again. The reason is you have parity. Because you did it an odd number of times, although the corners are right, these two edges have been switched, because the algorithm also switches the edges. And because of that, when you memorize it, you would have memorized it wrong. So parity just means you have to do the algorithm again, so you just do it again. If you had an odd number. If you have an even number, it doesn't matter. You just keep going. Alright? If you notice these two corners are wrong, ignore it. It's okay. But these two edges should be back to the way they originally were. There's one other thing. Oh yeah. If you have to use the algorithm an odd number of times, that means the next algorithm you're going to be using for placing and orienting the edges, the last step, you'll have to do that an odd number of times. So when you're memorizing, you'll know your sequence, both of them, should be odd numbered. That is finishing up the placement of the edges and parity if you ever have it. Thanks for watching. Bye.